and good afternoon, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to today's edition of the Cloister of the Dice. We are back here once again in the world of Robotech, and things have been getting exciting around here, so be ready for some awesome action and crazy stories going on today. I'm your MC behind the scenes, I'm John. Of course, we're joined by our GM, Mildred the Monk, and our players, Lady K, Nephinar Fall, and Xanatrix Zadari. Folks, how are we doing today?
Better than I was earlier.
Yeah, doing good. Yeah. Technical issues aside, we're doing good.
Ask the dentist.
I could, but I could just as easily ask Mokubo when he went to the dentist. Na. Moving on. So, obviously, last time around, 2 weeks ago, a massive ass bombshell was dropped regarding the SSCG, which has resulted in a bit of a field day, the appearance of a fucking legend, and a lot of people revealing old secrets, as well as a bit of a creative frenzy regarding the potential of that new tech. But in addition to that, the fact that there's a few surprises in store due to what happened. But last time you guys were in, you had managed to do a successful routing of what was left of one of the motherships when it crash landed in Vietnam. Although the Wolf Pack got most of the credit, which I'd say is fine by you. You guys operate better when you're not the center of attention.
Besides, we already ended up being the center of attention later on.
Mm-hmm.
And I was the centrist of center attention.
Oh, I gotta turn Zan's volume up.
Because I had to turn my volume down because apparently, for some reason, Discord's background noise cancellation isn't working!
That should do it.
I will kill Discord's background noise cancellation for being terrible at what it's doing.
The lovely fun of having a good quality mic. It picks up more than you want it to.
I might also have to go eat some dogs.
Oh.
Getting noisy.
Let's not go there.
Dogs can be delicious if you boil them long enough.
Out of curiosity, did everybody hear Zan okay?
I can.
I think she's talking about on the stream.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I could see it picking up. Depends on if anyone's watching.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So obviously with that said, the last bit was the fact that the spirit of Carthage is heading from Vietnam to North America. In particular, you're going to be heading to an ASC base in Yellowstone for your next assignment. But there is still a bit of time before you guys are there. So what are you all doing within the spirit?
That depends. Is Ailey getting grilled by the captain?
The only reason that you guys haven't been grilled any further is because of the intervention of Rick last time. But she is still giving you side eyes.
At this point, I think one thing I would like to do is that, given the relationships we've been forming, I want to pull Shia aside for a minute. Not a bad way, just to kind of kind of a pep talk kind of deal.
Okay.
Like, so I'm basically knocking on his. I basically knock on his door real quick. Hey man, can we talk?
You may enter, Carswell.
All right. I go in. I'm like, all right. For this conversation, can we drop the formality for a minute? This is just a personal chat between a couple of buddies.
All right, Dave. What do you got on your mind?
I just wanted to see how you're holding up. I mean, you just painted a giant ass target on your back. Let's call a spade here, man.
Better a target on me than a target on her.
As someone who's been through the shit I have, I understand, man. I'm not here to make it sound like I think you're the bad guy. It was a brave thing you did. Putting that out there, even if you didn't intend for the message to go out, just getting that together takes a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's very clear you've been working on this for a long time, man.
Ever since that day during the Rain of Fire. Ever since then.
Oh, trust me, I've done my homework on the Rain of Fire, and something never felt right about that to me. I'd heard the stories, I'd read the reports, and I'm just like, something seemed off. So, good on you for finally getting the truth out there. But let me tell you this. We'll make sure you got your back. Because, honestly, looking at this and seeing the information and talking with Rick, this is a big deal. This could change everything. And I want to back this. So I just want to let you know, not as your underling or your subordinate or whatever you want to look at me as, but as a friend. I got your back, man. And I want to see this through the end.
I appreciate that, Dave. I'm glad that I've got at least a close... What's the best word here? Close cabal? A madhouse, maybe? That I can at least trust to have my back.
I know you might be right about my history, but I don't think I've ever shared with you how it felt that day when I lost my original team. I put a lot of trust in them, and they put a lot of trust in me. We worked hard, and we were a damn good unit. Completed a lot of great missions. Big ones. But I made that one mistake. And while it doesn't weigh down on me as much as it used to, that pain's still there, man. But I've learned a lot from that. And I want to make sure that whoever I work with now, they're the kind of people who will know what they're doing and be willing to do what it takes. Sometimes it's that one mistake that costs everything, so just watch yourself. Don't let your desire to see this through lead you down the wrong road.
I'm not a martyr, if that's what you're worried about, Dave. I'm not trying to die while doing this, and I'm not trying to drag anyone else down with us. What I am trying to do is end this fucking war, and at the same time end those greedy bastards that killed everyone I cared about.
Oh, trust me, there's quite a few of those higher-ups I'd love to put a blaster right between the eyes. But just be careful, man. Don't let that desire overrun you. I know where that leads. I've seen what it does.
I appreciate it.
Make sure you know you can trust us, okay?
I know, Dave. And in times like this, when we're in private, you can always feel free to call me Leo.
Will do, man. And I appreciate you talking with me, Leo. With that, I give a casual salute and head on out.
So with that in mind, what is not now Edith,
Ailey.
Ailey up to?
Oh, Ailey is kind of just shoved herself in a room and is refusing to step out for anything at the moment. She's she's processing a lot after hearing her dad's voice for the first time in 10 years.
Mm-hmm. And I'm guessing Dirge is in his particular shop working like a madman.
Not quite actually. He's sitting in his quarters, surrounded by printouts of the designs of this device that he was given, and is well, a conspiracy theorist doesn't take a it takes a backseat to what I've got going on.
It's the picture from It's Always Sunny of the strings and the all the other stuff.
Oh no, he's gone way beyond that.
Oh wow.
He's trying to build it out of like paper and everything too. He's got like little paper models he's working on. He's going full on. Okay, I got to figure this out now.
You just go into his room and you just see all the papers and you see markings on the walls and everything, and it's just his room is just completely gone. There's nothing but paperwork and drawings.
You can't even see the bed.
No, you can't.
But as this goes on, eventually you all get word that you're heading to Yellowstone Base in obviously in North America, because it's only been a few days since the operation in Vietnam, and the situation has reached something of a standstill, both because of that announcement and because of the seeming lowering of hostilities with the destruction of the mothership. A lot of the masters have dispersed, and fighting is at a minimum. There is a fear among some that the violence will continue, and the army itself is committed to preparing against any new threat that may appear during this time, while they deal with some of the fires. And as far as why you're being called the Yellowstone Base, it is mainly standby. I.e., the idea being bringing you in there for rest. But as the days go on, you start hearing rumors about weird flowers that have been sprouting up across the planet. A very large crop appearing overnight over what's left of New Macross City.
Oh shit!
As well as what still remains of Monument City.
Didn't we send a message to Captain Prana to see if they could look in on that last episode?
You did, but
other things.
Mm-hmm.
Reading the report, hearing the reports, are we together when these reports are being revealed to us?
These are rumors and the like that you've heard in passing over the last few days.
Okay, putting the pieces together, I'm going to get on the short comms to the team and basically go, Lieutenant Commander, have you heard the rumors?
He's just a full-on commander.
Okay. Commander, have you heard the rumors?
I'm aware. I also remember what we learned from the legate. Doesn't bode well.
No, it doesn't. I don't like the sound of this one bit. I think we better get ready to arm up, because I get the feeling we're going to be heading out there pretty damn quick.
Hannibal team, orders are, we're not in rest mode anymore. Be on standby. Combat standby.
Roger that. And I immediately start gearing up.
Now, eventually, you guys do get to Yellowstone Base, and what was at one point the area for Yellowstone National Park, but had been converted into a full installation when the war started. It's a large installation. It's home to a stockpile of new and old equipment culled from old units that have been cannibalized, reserve bases from decades ago, and newly built platoons of Destroids, Batloids, and Veritex. Uh, a lot of the regulars at the base are training fresh recruits. Many too young to have volunteered, and some barely able to hold a rifle. You see in the place pretty common weapon drills and regular practice, as well as engineers scrapping and restoring damaged mechs, and completing newer vehicles when they come in. As well, the place, it's a large stockpile, but it's clear the place is seen as much better days as anywhere else on the planet due to the war. And it's a lot of making the best with the absolute worst. There's even they're even using some old UEDF weapons. When I say old, I mean like first gen Valkyries.
At this point, Leovon is just very tightly gripping his fist, because all this does is remind him of the fact that humanity hasn't had a break, been able to catch their breath, to the point that they have to essentially conscript and train children. And it just pisses him off, because this could have been over years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And even Carswell is just sitting there going like, "We really gotten this low? Jesus."
Yeah. Now, as far as the base itself, it does have a good amount of facilities, but there's not nearly as many mechs out on the field as there used to be. So a lot of the mechs that you are seeing are ones that were essentially Franken mechs, with the Veritex being the exception, because it's kind of hard to Franken mech a Veritech fighter. And for a bit of context for those watching, as far as what I mean by Franken mech, it is exactly what it sounds like: putting a mech back together by using parts from other mech. I suppose you could also call them zombie mechs. But after a bit of cooling off, you all are called into a briefing. Along with the usual folks, you do see Agent Vici, you do see Captain Prana, but you also see a man in a well-fitted civilian suit just sitting in the corner. On the corner of the desk. He's not way off in the corner, but you can't really discern his features because of the lighting. Just the puff from his cigar.
Oh, we have another Gendo. Got it.
But eventually a projector lights up the room. And within that is also holo projections of Colonel Wolf and Captain Saloon. Good thing you guys rescued him. But the figure removes his cigar and gestures to what you can see on the holo projector. Basically a new map, saying, "This is Fokker Field, one of the ASC's primary ground defense stations, dedicated to the building and deployment of defense satellites and naval assets. It's been invaded and captured by human rebel forces. The enemy is a secondary concern and engaged only once the main objective area is secured for our disembark. Once you take the enemy out or have completed your mission, we'll roll in the regulars to hold the port. Your mission is simple: Your primary targets are the defense satellites stored in the underground storage areas of the base. Each satellite is equipped with advanced communications equipment, allowing us to better coordinate future defenses, and each is equipped with a large-scale particle cannon for engaging threats in orbit. It's paramount that these reach orbit if we are to defend Earth from any future spaceborne invasions. You're to enter the base and secure a load of satellites stored within its basement. Then launch these satellites into orbit using the base's rocket construction and launch facilities. We suspect the base may be in disarray, so you may be required to get much of it back online before you do so. The rebel faction are considered extremely dangerous, and you are ordered to shoot on sight. The satellites come above all else, but these dissidents control one of the planet's largest spaceports, as well as weapons of mass destruction and even potentially intact starships. Such a threat cannot be allowed to continue to exist. So, Hannibal team, I've heard quite a bit about you, but do you have any questions?
No questions, at least on my end. What about the rest of you men?
As far as this bitch is concerned, sounds pretty simple to me.
Ailey just shakes her head silently.
I look up from some notes. No, nothing.
Right. This seems like a very straightforward mission, sir.
You do hear Wolf pipe in saying, "This is a serious situation, Hannibal. We need those satellites for defending the Earth and for better establishment of full global communications. Especially after that, you know."
Yes.
He says as he stares right at you.
Yes. We know.
Although before Wolf cuts off his transmission, you do see him giving a bit of a look at the smoking man. Yes, I'm making it. Yes, I'm dropping that reference.
There's a deep cut.
Before closing his transmission. After that, you see the man look at the captain and just say, "You all are dismissed."
Understood. Thank you, sir. Hannibal team, move out.
Roger that. Salutes them on my way out.
It just occurred to me, Ailey did say that she wasn't wearing her disguises anymore. So, do we have a little bit of housekeeping on my end?
Not really.
Fair enough.
I mean, the only thing to change would be
Hair color.
well, no, your new portrait's up, by the way. Your full body's up on the character sheet.
Oh, thank you. Let me open that up real quick.
Whereas, of course, I'm still wearing my mask because I can. That's cool, and because nobody else knows who the fuck I am yet.
Yeah.
I thought the other two learned who you were.
No,
nobody
outside
else.
of Hannibal team.
Gotcha.
Rick knows. I'm pretty sure Rick had to tell Prana and Vici at that point. And then, of course, Hannibal team knows, and that's it.
So, let's see, can I...
Everybody else, he's still Shia Jedeg. With the code name Leovan, which again was him thumbing his nose at everyone who wanted to kill the Fidenia clan. Call sign Leovan? Yeah, let's go for it.
It's not letting me expand her image for some reason. But as you can see, Ailey is not wearing her wig anymore, and she's got some pretty striking blonde hair.
Her body language is also more open than prior.
Well, it's because she's not hiding anymore. Although I wasn't able to get the character reel fixed before stream, unfortunately. For some reason, Premiere was being a bitch.
It is what it is. But after a ride over to Falker Fields, you guys eventually end up at the landing zone, the comm center, or rather within the comm center. Within it, you can see a series of monitors and holographic projections displaying a lot of info. In contrast to the corridors outside, this room is dark, and its centerpiece is a single projection of the massive complex of the Fokker Field spaceport. While the comm center is small for an Intel Ops center, this is a standard inclusion for ships of its class, and has been optimized for use by the GMP. Mountains of information are fed into this room directly from the ship's sensors, giving the team more info on the target area. The hologram of the area shows the Spirit sitting some 200 kilometers away from Fokker Fields, and about 120 meters in the air, and just over the arid wasteland. The spaceport is a large industrial complex used for the launch and construction of spacecraft and aerospace vehicles. Various diagrams depict what look like makeshift fortifications surrounding the facility, centered around and leading back to a series of ships and shuttles all preparing to take off. So from here you can get a general sense of the area and battlefield and how to prep. If you do, you can also use the material here to try and do a targeted scan to see if you can figure out where certain opposition might be, or what kind of opposition you might end up finding.
Actually, I'd like to help. I'd like to pull that off because I just added a new talent that'll work for that effect.
All right, which talent are you using?
Watchdog.
All right. And hold on, let me grab my handy little list.
Find that with scanning sweep, and I get the element to kick in too, so that's automatic advantage.
Watchdog also counts as an element, which you already have in there. Good.
I did my homework, so yeah, that's automatic advantage.
Yeah, that'd be advantage with scanning sweep.
Yep.
So roll it.
All right, give me a second here. Had to switch that over and roll it. 5 successes.
So the one thing that you were able to tell is that they have more lanes than they do mech with what you were able to see. It is largely things like Falcon 2s and Phantom 3s. But they didn't appear to have a whole lot of mechs, just power armor and planes. At least from what you were able to scan.
Good roll like that. I probably got a pretty in-depth scan of the whole place.
Mm-hmm.
Bear in mind, that's what one of the benefits of Watchdog is that I get a wider area instead of just being a general. Instead of a targeted scan, it's an area scan.
Yeah, pretty much. Though you. So because of that, it doesn't look like they have heavy ordnance, but it's very possible that they may be saving the heavier stuff in reserve, given what was said about the opposition.
Yeah. So, but with that, I relay it back to Hannibal team. All right, guys, just did a scan of the area. Looks like they've got a lot of lighter ordnances down there, a lot of planes and power armor. I get the feeling if there's any heavier stuff, it's hiding inside.
I will have to correct myself. They do have some sylphids.
So that's still lighter ordnance,
Mm-hmm.
technically.
Yes, it is.
So my comment still stands.
Leo looks down at the same panorama of armor and ordnance. There is a time and a place to take that sort of thing out. We do have shoot-on-sight orders for any of the dissidents. But we also have a mission. We need to get control of this place and control of the satellites specifically.
So, speaking as the GM, the Spirit is going to act as essentially a forward support base for this mission.
Okay. Does that mean I can call in an aerial strike?
Yes, once per combat.
Huh?
Once per combat, but you can do it.
Oh my god.
Do it now!
You have given Zan way too much power, and you do not. I think even you realize that he is going to use it.
Monk, question. This is coming from a naval target, correct? This is an attack coming from something that is considered a naval piece of equipment. Does this count as the reflex strike portion of munition strike?
No.
Okay.
Aw.
God damn it. I kind of wanted to use spinal weapons to kill everything.
You only get aerospace barrage and ground bombardment. And remember, once per combat.
You know what? Aerospace barrage is that's fine by me.
You've got a plan.
Target within a 100-meter line.
Uh-oh. Alright, quick question. I know Rick and she are pretty much right above. Is Ailey down on the ground trying to get a closer vantage point?
Dave, we don't have a Rick
Dave.
Hannibal team.
You guys still technically haven't left the spirit yet.
Gotcha.
You're in the area of Fokker Field. You're just above it. You haven't disembarked yet.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
We're still in the loading dock.
And you're not far away from Fokker Field. It's just that you guys are still in the air. But with that said, before you guys head out, the first question I'd ask is what equipment are you bringing with you aside from obviously power armor, but what aside from that?
Let's see.
You going in your usual mechs or something else?
Oh, I'm definitely going in my combined fighter. Just because I already know that Neff had some plans, but Leo is already going to prove that he's kind of preempted those plans by turning off the internal speakers on his helmet so that he can't hear them.
That's okay. It works on the external ones too now.
It better not. This is once again, this is an insertion, dude. If anything, what you should have it playing on the Vuvuzelas is Flight of the Valkyries.
No. It's doing the Royal March because you are the #1 top dog now.
Suppose that's good enough. That actually gives me some. That actually gives me some things.
Dun, 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 dun.
Well, Imperial March works too if you want to play with that.
No, the Royal March is much different.
But as you all head out, and everybody gets a bit confused hearing hearing the sound of not the Royal March, but Scotland Forever.
All right now I just got to put on this accent, don't I? Leo's gonna be talking like a proper Scotsman for the rest of the session.
God.
I cannot handle this, but I will.
It's canny, you little faker, poser boy.
Ah,
Somebody
shut
clip
your
that.
trap.
Shut your gob.
I ain't gonna need to bite the bear after all of this garbage.
I've infected the monk, it works.
I'm just over
But,
here like, God damn it.
No,
It's just a wee virus.
it's a
But-
virus called Scottishness.
As you guys start prepping and start getting closer to the distance from where you are to Fokker Field, specifically the spaceport, you start to see a stream of fighters rising out of the hangars and airships covering the far side of the base, which launch towards the warship, launching missile barrage and cannon fire. Which means, John, what time is it?
Oh, let's see. Let's see. A little over there, a little there. Oh, yeah, indeed. It's combat time!
Are you sure it's not time to duel?
No, Grandpa's not having a stroke. We can't use that one.
And I don't have an upside down pyramid hanging across my neck.
Nor is your hair crazy enough.
I don't know about that. Let it grow.
Yours
and then we'll
isn't,
see.
but mine is.
No, John. Even though I have luscious long locks of hair that are definitely representative of my Scandinavian and Celtic pride, even my hair cannot be, Yugi's hair or Yusei's hair. Or
Dude, you should see my most recent driver's license pic.
Could be goddamn Jack Atlas.
that makes him a Yu-Gi-Oh! Deuteragonist. Also, that's a very big token that I don't think you meant to put down.
I meant to put it down. It's just it ended up a bit larger than I had planned because unfortunately when I tried to set up minis for the ASC, it didn't quite work. So I am improvising with the placeholders that I had. But the first wave has those of you with more of a background will note the livery is that of the Storm Talon Squadron.
From the ASC.
Mm-hmm. And you see 6 Falcon 2s, not 6 8 Falcon 2s and 2 Phantom 3s.
All right. Well, it looks like they're sending out the red carpet for us, Hannibal team. Shall we make this as flashy as possible?
I don't see why not. They want to welcome us. Let's be welcomed.
All right. So, Monk, at this point, I think this is a perfect time to demonstrate our prowess. I'm going to combine Strafing Run because, well, there's a lot of them and I need to get them all in one grouping with my ability to aerial and bombard them once per combat. I would like to note, looking at that talent, that gives me 6 additional dice to roll successes with Aerospace Barrage. I am, of course, leading by example because I am an exemplar, and that gives me edge for this roll. So I'm going to be rolling 11 dice for Strafing Run. Oh, that's slightly disappointing, but 5 successes Strafing Run.
Wait, did you intend to roll it as edge?
Well, because I'm being an exemplar.
All right. So,
Did you want me to roll it as normal?
for whatever reason, I was thinking you were going to be rolling that as advantage.
I can
Given
do that too.
Yeah, do that.
Okay.
He's not gonna complain.
13 successes! I can complain with more success. So she dashes forward in his combined fighter. The Scotland Forever and Vuvuzela is still blaring and out at these assholes. Radioing back to the Carthage, the spirit of Carthage. Captain Brana, let's blow us open a hole. And it indicates the coordinates of these blocking, fighters. And says, "All guns, open fire!" As he paints the target, essentially using his targeting computer and sending the data back to the spirit.
Yeah. So let me.
Cat Prana does not like the fact that I get to tell her to attack things, I'm sure.
I'm going to be redoing this a bit. Sorry, folks.
I'm amazed there's anything still standing after that big of a hit.
So, it is at this time I will note that I'm not sure why it does that scroll down every time I paste. That these things have six armor and 8 structure.
Jesus!
Well, is that the whole swarm as a whole?
So as far as the swarm, that's only 6. That's only 6. So the swarm part is taken out. But that still means there's 7 hits remaining. So one of them gets its armor taken completely out, and the other one minus 1 armor. And then I believe you called for a munition strike. So is that
Well, that was the roll. Because I get 6 extra dice for munition strike. That's why I rolled 11 dice in the first place, Monk.
So yeah, it didn't completely clear it out, but it did significantly reduce it since the swarm was taken out completely.
Yep.
And I believe that's going to be your action.
Yep.
So who's got next?
I'll take this one because I'm gonna make sure to keep these guys pinned down, and that's where I'm gonna throw in Man at Arms.
All right.
Let's see.
Man at Arms, the most underrated member of He-Man's group. I'm not wrong.
So this one I will roll normal because I don't have anything that can fit that. And with that, yep, let's roll it. 2 successes.
All right, and I'm guessing are you targeting the one that had its armor stripped?
Yeah, let's take out as many of these guys as we can. The less that are standing, the less it'll hit us.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you do manage to hit. You do manage to ding a little bit, though it minimizes some of the damage using one, a fire control system, and two, jettisoning some of its munitions.
Still means less to hit us with.
Mm-hmm. So
Muted.
Alright. Ailey is going to take the next round, if that's alright.
that's fine.
She is going to follow in hot on Leo's heels to try to get a semi-ambush on this guy right here.
All right.
And
Basically going in right in the mid, right during all of the chaos with all the shooting.
yes. Well, as Leo starts strafing, I'm going to assume to the left.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to appear out of nowhere from behind him, and she's going to sink both her blades into the shoulder joints on this guy here.
All right, roll it.
All right, so that is going to be. Let me get. Where's my skill? There it is. Let's see. That's going to be close quarters.
An attack from behind. Mm-hmm.
So
go with advantage.
I was about to say, I think I'm pretty much rolling with advantage here, because I'm using Dirty Fighter for that.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, because I'm using both blades at the same time. Let's see. I just had it up. There it is. Let's see. If both blades are used together, they ignore 5 light class armor and deal 2 times light class damage. So 5 dice with advantage. Five successes.
Let's see, 5 successes. So that's 5 structure damage, since you're ignoring 5 armor. So it's not taken out, but it is close.
Alright, out of curiosity, can everybody see labels and bars? Because I can't, and I need to know if I need to refresh.
No.
No, because I'd have to go into each one individually.
Gotcha. Gotcha, I'm just making sure.
I see our labels, which is all I care about.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think I'm going to go at the one that Gaither just was going to try and finish it off for, and hit it with both of my gun pods with a smooth method flying.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Four, and that ignores 2 armor because I'm using both the gun pods.
And he didn't even roll with edge or advantage. Fuck.
Nice.
All right.
Let's
see. So that's 4. You said you're ignoring 2 armor.
Yep, it ignores 2 armor because of the fact that it's got second gun pod hitting it at the same time.
So that's 2. That's 2 to armor and 2 to structure. So the thing's clearly on fire, but it's not completely out yet.
Damn it, these guys are tough.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they've never
And
said
now
this
it
before.
is
An easy interaction.
now it is their turn, and on the and they are going to be attempting to use a lot of missiles.
Great. It's finally time for an Etana circus. Everybody's
Yeah.
time to go to the circus.
And let's see, first strike, and this is going to be rolled as normal.
God damn.
So that's six damage going straight to armor.
You said they're firing missiles, right?
Yes.
Well, I've got an equipment suite on mine, defensive cone. I can defend against incoming munitions fire with the beam cannon on mine.
All right. Oh. Let's see. Given that, make a roll to response. If you manage to get 6 hits, you can negate it on your end.
I actually don't make a response. Neff.
No?
Because of that many successes, I am invoking my once per combat new talent I just got, Pride of the Fleet. Pride of the Fleet. Through your indomitable presence, you stun those who would do you harm. When in the presence of an enemy, your spirit and resolve stuns them. Once per encounter engagement, you may negate one enemy action at any time. The enemy must be able to see you, your mecha, or your naval vessel to make this happen. So before he can even hit us with his missiles or make a clear lock on Monk, Shia just goes, "You aren't going to get your way today," over his loudspeakers, just to intimidate the shit out of this guy. And now all his missiles go wide.
Mm-hmm. So his lock on became dumbfire.
His lock on became lock off. Yes.
Yeah.
No, wait. His lock on became lock on after season 1 of Gundam Double O. For those who don't get that joke, lock on Stratos the First. Well, he's called the First for a reason.
Lock on, lock off.
I had to do that because of the amount of success. Well, there's
Second
the
attack.
second one.
Yep, and doesn't get any.
He's still a little rattled from his friend going, "What the fuck?"
And I can do that once per encounter, just so everybody knows.
Mm-hmm. So let's see. Now for the third. 2 successes, which I'm pretty sure just your armor just laughs that off.
In most cases, I think most of us have some amount of resist somewhere.
I'm in the Cyclone, so yeah, that's 2 resist. It ain't touching me.
Yep.
Yeah, I got the resist and the armor, so.
Mm-hmm. All right, now for the third. That's 4 successes.
That's a little shitty.
Now would be the time to use the defensive cone.
All right. So roll for that.
Do I use a specific skill for that one? I'm not exactly sure how to use the equipment suites.
Does it state a, let's see, defensive cone? Oh, since it says skill 2, you're rolling 2 dice on that.
Said 2 dice. Forgot to click off it.
Dang it! Well, I at least got 1.
Yep. So you're taking 3 damage.
Ain't too bad, because our resist will knock it down to 1.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got 9 armor on mine, so I'm pretty sure I ain't getting hurt.
Yep.
1 resist, 2 armor. Yeah, same.
Actually,
All
I
right,
don't
now
see any armor stats for the Dancer Cyclone.
It's hold on.
Or is
Let
it
me
under
look.
Cyclone itself?
It's under the Cyclone itself. You've got 1 resist and 8 armor.
There it is. Alright. Thank you.
Yep.
And now
So
for the last one.
3 to 2 and etc.
That's 2.
Which most of us shrug off.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And that means it's your guys' turn now.
Now, Monk, is there a clear leader of any of these remaining assholes?
Not that you can tell from here.
Okay. Well, with that in mind, do we have... how weak is the weak guy that's got no armor left? We killed him yet, or is he still up?
He's still up, but a couple, 1 or 2 solid hits might take him out.
Okay. So, with that in mind, let me see here. When I called in the strike, does that count, and damaged all the mecha, does that count as me damaging the mecha myself, because since it was an equipment suite I was using?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to hard lock Mr. I'm too damaged to function soon. Meaning I'm going to get an additional 3 skill, which means
Ouch.
using counter position, since I'm moving against them, since they were all just scattering and shooting at us. And once again, I'm going forward as the exemplar in all of this. I am being the man with the plan who does everything he can. And since I'm using both my gun pods, and one of my gun pods already gives me edge, this means it's going to be rolled with advantage. Let's see how this works. Wait a minute. I did this wrong. No, I did this right. I'm using one equipment suite and not the other. 5 successes against this man, Monk. Not to mention the fact that one of those gun pods ignores, like, even if he didn't have all his armor shot off, it would ignore 1 point of armor.
Yep. So he's gone. Just blown to bits.
Yeah.
And let's see, that was 8 successes. How much armor did you ignore?
Why did it roll twice?
Didn't roll twice on my end.
It shows 5 on one. Oh, 8. How many? How much? What did you say, Monk? Okay.
8.
8. Yeah, 8. Okay. Because I see 5 first on mine, then I see 8. Weird. And then, what did you ask? I'm sorry, I was confused.
How much armor did you ignore?
1.
All right.
I
So
ignored 1 armor.
So one of them was taken out because he only. Let's see. So one got taken out, and the other takes 5 structure damage because he has no armor. And let's see. So you've got one out, and the rest and another one who's on failing legs. But who's got action next?
I'll take that. At this point, I'm gonna.
Oops.
Nope.
Didn't mean to do that. Ignore that. I was trying to move something off of the macro bar, and it wasn't letting me.
Well, since he was able to hit 2 targets, I'm gonna give him some covering fire and help take out the other guy with cover your buddy.
All right, roll it.
All right, so that's defender, and Everything else, I'm gonna go ahead and give myself advantage for that. That's 5. Seven successes.
So, how much armor are you ignoring?
Let me double check my equipment suite here.
If nothing else, this one's taken out.
Yeah. There we go. I'll be using the likely using the heavy laser pistol. That's 2 armor. Ignores 2 armor.
All right. So -4 armor to the next one, and -2 structure. So armor's not completely stripped, but it's not far off.
Also, are these light class we're going after?
Yes.
That's 2 times damage.
In that case, he's out. Here you. And he is. No, but certainly taking some hits. So who's got next?
I think I'm gonna, okay. So the one that's there's the one that John was just hitting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's one that's only gotten a little bit of hit, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna go at the one that has only gotten a little bit, and let's hit him with all guns fired.
All right, roll it.
And that ignores 2 armor.
It's 7. Let's see. Yeah, he's dead. Even factoring in the armor factor, he's out. So.
All right, that just leaves me.
Mm-hmm.
And hold on a sec. There we go. Let's see. I was right about here, right?
Yeah.
So, what I want to do is zip forward and try to sneak up on this guy over here.
All right. I'm guessing you're going to do another from behind kind of attacks.
Yep.
All right. Roll it.
All right. Again, that's going to be close quarters. And am I rolling with advantage or edge on this one?
I'd say, let's see, close quarters, dirty fighter. I feel like there's another.
No, that was only for the first attack on that one.
All right. In that case, edge.
All right. 5 successes. And I'm still using both blades at the same time, so I'm still ignoring 5 armor.
So that's just going straight to structure.
Yep.
So what she's doing is she sneaks up behind this guy here, and you see one of the ceramic knives explode through the left shoulder joint, while the other of her ceramic knives explodes through the right hip joint.
Mm-hmm.
So all of these, all of these are light class in structure, though, right, Monk?
Yeah.
You do realize that, other than maybe what Ailey's knives are doing, I think the rest of us are all doing mecha class damage.
Yeah, which is why some of the other ones got taken out as quickly. This.
Yeah. And the aerospace bombardment also did mecha class damage.
Yes, it did.
Well, regardless, I'm still doing 2 times light class damage.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Ha ha ha.
Which technically, if you're doing 2 times light class damage and you got 5 successes, that technically means he's out.
By the way, it was supposed to be that one, Monk.
Done. And now it is their turn once again. And instead of using the missiles, they are firing a accelerator mini cannon. So if this hits, keep in mind that it's ignoring 3 armor. Well, 3 light class armor.
If it hits.
That's a big if there, Monk.
That's a big old goose egg.
Love goose eggs. They're tasty.
At least in this situation, we love them.
Very tasty.
Yeah. That's one for the clip collection, I hope.
You heard it, folks.
Yep. So that's the first one who attempted that with the mini cannon. Yeah, trying to go with a cannon in air combat. What a brilliant idea.
I
What a
mean, I could have
brave
always
soul.
requisitioned an arc. Clearly, the gods, the dice gods show no mercy. Amen.
Amen.
Mm-hmm. But let's see that. Then trying again with the
John.
next attack is going to be, instead of the accelerator cannon, using pulse lasers, which these do mecha class damage.
Why is it that in my head everybody resists Monk? Everybody has a resistance of at least 1 or higher.
Mm-hmm. So that's
no
a miss.
Damage.
And then for the last one, it is more missiles.
Wait, there's only 3 guys.
Yes.
You did. That's your 4th roll.
One of them was accidental. My mouse sometimes double clicks when I don't need it to.
Ah, fair enough. Still.
Sounds like time for a new mouse.
Still, 2 resist. We're good.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I see I see this one guy using an accelerator cannon. I'm like, you don't have no idea what you're doing, do you?
Nope.
Now it's my turn. I'm gonna use scanning sweep with my particle cannon.
All right.
This hits. They're pretty much as good as dead. All right, this will just be normal. 2 successes. And that's 5 times light class damage and ignores 5 armor.
Yeah, he's out.
Leo, as he sees Dave firing his own cannons, decides he's going to do a little bit of fancy flying and confuse the shit out of these guys and also not see that he's coming through the curtain of fire. He's kind of diving around the line of fire like a giant aileron roll.
Mm-hmm.
In order to get in close and use the beta hands on his ultimate fighter to punch a bastard, because I was just reading this. The beta's melee attacks in melee without penalty does mecha class damage and ignores 2 points of armor.
Yes.
And mecha class damage is 10 times light damage.
Yes, it is.
And I'm going to use the ultimate fighter suite since I'm in the combined form,
Mm-hmm.
which means I get 3 extra dice. I'm going in hot, really quick. And these guys, they're not gonna like me. And I'm gonna be using flash move because I'm being fancy and fast.
All right, make sure to roll with advantage.
Yep. 2 successes. Wait, what? 2 successes. What do the dice show on screen for all of you?
6, 5,
I see
4,
a 6,
4,
5, 2 4s.
3, 2
Yeah,
twos, and a 1.
that's 6 successes according to what the 3D dice are showing.
Yeah, and on roll 20, it's giving 2 3s, a 1, a 5, a 1, 2
Yeah,
2s, and a
that thing's
1.
lying.
Yeah, because the 3D dice show a 1, 2 2s, a 3, 2 4s, a 5, and a 6.
Yeah, re-roll that.
Why do you do this to me, Roll20? Why? Let's see if that's representative.
2,
I mean, I
4,
have
5,
been-
yeah.
Yep. 5 successes, 5 successes showing. So they match
Yep.
at least there, even though they don't match the dice in the fucking roller.
Doesn't matter. It's still fucking dead.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
still 50.
That's 50 light class damage that ignores 2 armor.
Hmm.
So Shia is just dodging around Dave's cannon fire, knowing Dave isn't going to hit him, and knowing he isn't going to let Dave hit him, and using it as cover to get in closer to the other 2 remaining. Comes up on the one guy who seems to have the least damage and says, in the most threatening way possible, again over his loudspeakers, "It seems you think you're safe." And the punch crumples right through the armor, the sound of tearing sheet metal echoing, I think, across comms because he still has them open. Grabs the inner core of this fighter and just grips and squeezes it until it explodes around the giant hand. Only safety is in a grave.
Ooh, nasty.
Dave sees this and goes, note to self, never get on this man's bad side.
But
Alright. Ailey's
yeah.
going to, again, zip out from behind, because she's trying to use both Dave and Leo as cover. And both knives are gonna go straight through this straight through this mech's head.
Do it now.
Do it.
So again, that's rolling with edge. Or no, that one would classify as dirty fighter. What? Oh no, hold on a minute. Let's see. I think that was only for the. Yeah, still using both knives. Alright.
No, you gain an edge the first time you attack a target with a melee attack.
Yeah.
If you surprise your target, ignore 1 point of their armor. So it's when you attack them.
Shit. One success there.
Oh, 1 success is. Are you doing light damage or mecha damage?
Light damage. 2 times.
2 times light damage.
All right. So, and are you ignoring armor?
Just let me double check what the ceramic knives say about that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
I actually have the ceramic knives up. Yeah, 2 light armor. That's 1 blade ignores it, so.
Let's see.
One blade ignores 2 light armor.
No,
You're
if both
ignoring
blades
five- Oh, no.
if both blades are used together, they ignore 5 light class armor.
And then of course you're ignoring 1 mecha class armor due to Dirty Fighter.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Thank you, Sam.
So you're technically actually ignoring 15 armor.
Yep, which is enough. Which is enough to take it out. But unfortunately, you don't have time to relax because as you get closer, you do see that another squadron is coming close. That is dividing its attention between you guys and the spirit. Prana getting overcome, saying that because of the fact that they're focused on a barrage, they won't be able to give you any fire support. This new squadron consists of 6 sylphids.
Ailey looks
6
over to
sylphids.
Leovon. Which one of us is taking him?
So hold on. And keep in mind, sylphids do have mecha class armor.
You have mecha class armor and mecha class structure, but no resist. No.
On the other hand, they don't have a whole lot of it.
Yeah.
Question.
So what you're saying is
Are-
to us they're irresistible?
Now, here's my question. Because I pilot one of these suits and I inherently know what its weak spots are, am I rolling with advantage for this?
Yes.
Alright, good. Ailey is going to shoot forward. She's going to, let's see, let's go for this guy here in the middle. Ailey's going to shoot back forward and pretty much she's doing the little spinny move she did last time. So that's still both blades. Close quarters. Let me pull my character sheet back up. Rolling with advantage there. 6 successes.
All right. Are you ignoring armor?
I'm ignoring 5 light class armor, so yes.
And 1 mecha class armor if you were using Dirty Fighting.
Yes. Thank you.
So 1, 2, 3. They only have 2 structure.
Exactly.
So that's 3.
And so while she does that, while she does that, behind her, Leovon just takes his gun pods and says, "All that work when I can achieve this." No, hold on, I have to do this right. Looks over at Dave. See what they have to do to only achieve a fraction of our power. And
Indeed, my friend. Show them how it's done.
and he decides he's just going to he's going to strafing run the remainder with his gun pods. I am of course using Ultimate Fighter equipment suite on top of everything else, and one of my gun pods already gives me edge, and well, I am a commander going into battle of himself. That's exemplar. We're at advantage.
9
successes. Also,
Yeah,
I ignore 1 armor on every one of them.
Which means that's they're taking damage straight to structure. So they're all 3 of them are taken out.
All Leo did was take both gun pods in the hands of his. He's in Guardian mode right now because he still needs to fly, but he also needs his gun pods in hand because it's just that cool. And sweeps them from outward. He has them outward at an angle and sweeps them inward just to get everything else, like a giant arc. Both kinetic kinetic rounds and pulse rounds, because he has one gun pod of each, just sweeping through, tearing them apart before he transforms into fighter mode, and those gun pods reattach to the hard points. And he over short comms. Did you have fun playing ballet, Ailey? You always were the best dancer. Still use some work on your marksmanship, though.
Ailey over private comms. Shut your trap, Leo.
Like I said, short comms. It's only the comms between us.
Mm-hmm. But as this particular wave ends, and you're able to get significantly closer to Fokker Fields, you do get to see that you're going to be over the remains of Monument City, which certainly has seen better days, because this saw a lot of the fiercest fighting during the Second Robotech War. The Monument City is barely a city as it is now. It's more like just a lawless collection of buildings, with a lot of it left in ruins. The HQ, the GMP headquarters is intact and serves as a makeshift base, but that's it. There's more ruins than anything else. But as you continue on, you head towards Fokker Fields, which is the largest spaceport in the world. It's in the southern wastelands of Monument City, a sprawling complex that's expanded for almost a decade to encompass numerous facilities. It has both a commercial and private spaceport sections, especially given how space economy was expanding after the first Robotech War. If in its prime, this had the highest infrastructure on the whole planet, and there's plenty of military barracks for TAF, TASC, and TSC units. But the one thing to note with the place is that the power is mostly out. Only the industrial complex, according to the scans, are still running, and that's on emergency power. So before anything else, you'd have to restore power to the area. The sections that you can see are the administration block, the hangar precincts, the power generator area, the space docks, and a path to the underground areas. So where would you guys head first?
All right. Let me double check something really quick.
One more time with the options there, Monk. You were cutting out on my end, but that's because of my internet.
Oh. The admin block, the industrial complex, the hangar precincts, the power generator, the space docks, and the underground areas. But as I mentioned, the only place that's operating under any power right now is the industrial complex, and that's on emergency power.
We'd have to go to the power. The power station itself, power everything else up back up, because we're going to need to at least use the admin block to set things.
Mm-hmm. So let's. So, okay, you back?
Yes.
right.
Didn't see what I was looking for in regards to what I was hoping to see in regards to stealth.
Fair. But not far from the administration block, the main power generators are like the rest of the base, partially subterranean. But unlike most of it, access is much easier. You just need to bypass the surrounding fences, which you're in mechs. Dealing with fences is not that hard. There is a reactor control room on the surface, and just below it is the reflex furnace. The shell of the generator is just above the ground with a whole lot of cables and wires running across the place. It is currently the generator is currently down, and with it down, that means most any sort of construction that you need to do to launch the rockets is also down.
Yep.
But you can now you could attempt to try and get the reflex furnace back online, but it is going to be a difficult and and time consuming affair because you're trying to reactivate something that takes whole teams with only your small group.
Well, all of us have some measure of technical skills, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just looking at the commander like, just say the word, I'm on it.
Well, the real question I have here is there any way to partition or split off emergency power to activate them?
No, because all roads lead to the reflex furnace. The emergency power is on a separate generator.
Okay. And the reflex furnace is fully shut down?
Yeah, it can be brought online, but it is a complex task.
Okay,
I think
well,
it's gonna require all four of us to roll.
Leo actually just looks over at Dirge. Finley, you got this?
I say we're gonna get her done.
You're dead.
So we
That's
got
right.
get her done. In my element as engineer, using I can fix it.
All right, you are rolling with advantage.
All right, can I assist with heavy encryption?
Yes.
And actually, I'll help out with that because I have heavy encryption as well.
All right.
Well, there's 4 successes.
Mm-hmm.
Am I rolling normal or edge for this?
Both of you are rolling edge.
All right, cool. Yeah, add 3 more successes to that.
But that's a
The first one was
Then you
5
got-
dice.
You do manage to get enough.
All right, Ailey's going to run back over to her mech because she's positive that somebody's bound to have noticed that the reactor's starting to power up, and she wants to get the drop on any would-be assailants.
Whereas Leo has just been keeping Overwatch inside his mech because while he does understand some things from a theoretical level, he is by no means an actual mechanic.
Yeah. Also, for me, it's more about experience, but as soon as we're done, I get back into my mech, and just to be safe, I'm going to run a scanning sweep using my sensors and using my watchdog ability to check for any incoming troubles.
Yeah. As the thing comes on, you do see what looks like another group. What looks like a group of engineers, but as soon as you turn around and have weapons pointed, they immediately put up their hands. Because all that they have is just a couple Dryad Batloids. And Dryad Batloids and Minotaur power armor. They are completely outclassed.
Yeah. Overcoms. This is Commander Shia Jereg of the UEEF. Exit your power armors, your exosuits, your mechs. Drop your weapons, and you will be unharmed.
You see that they do so and get out because, well, even if they could put up a fight, they'd just be fine pink myths after about a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Because dryads are no slouch, but it's a Batloid against a bunch of Veritech.
Not to mention several third-gen Veritechs, which are fully equipped and ready to annihilate them. And I'm sure some of them probably did see the massacre we pulled earlier.
Alright, I'm gonna do another scanning sweep to see if anybody's following the engineers.
Same.
But,
Oh, damn it. And that's gotta be normal anyway, so...
Not for me, 4.
3.
Nobody else.
Okay.
so over the comms, one of you, any of you who may have a shortwave radio, attached to comms channel 127, I have questions for you.
Unfortunately, by the time you send out that message, it's silence. So it's likely that the different rebels have cut off radio.
Oh,
Well then.
crap, jammers.
No, don't worry about it. They probably have megaphones at the very least. Well, since none of you can attach by radio, my question for you all is this. Where are the control and launch sequences for the satellites?
After sending on the message, you hear silence.
All right. You're not going to tell us anything, I see.
Ailey cracks her knuckles behind, or in the cockpit. Do you need me to deal with them, Commander?
No, Anya, we don't need to deal with them like they've dealt with us.
Yeah. The engineers are already gone. They ran off.
Yeah. In that respect, we'll return to the admin offices. We should be able to get maps, schematics, information there from all the terminals.
So,
using heavy encryption, can I find out if there is a basic schematic of any ductwork to get me into the office without issue?
Why? All Leo does is take the giant hand, push the door in.
You're overthinking there.
Like, all he does is just, if the door is locked, and it's just a normal door, and it's not a blast door meant to keep out mecha, itty bitty door, giant robot finger, poke.
but heading to the administration block, you see that it's a collection of towering buildings and above-ground office blocks. All of them connected by a series of surface roads and access ways. The block itself is a standardized office complex stretching across 4 buildings, featuring 2 large parking garages extending 3 levels above the surface and possibly below it. It's clear that this office building is meant to oversee this particular spaceport. The largest of the buildings stretches up probably 10 floors.
All right. Is there anything like an outdoor directory that tells what building is which?
Not from what you can see, but what you do notice is that it's been a lot of the floors have been torn up and remodeled to deal with the hundreds of refugees, arguably even thousands.
And they're all here right now? There's still refugees in this block?
Yeah. Because, well, for a lot of them, this is the safest area in the Yellowstone base,
Mm-hmm.
or in the area around Yellowstone Base and around Fokker Fields.
Shia over loudspeaker. I am Commander Shia Jedek of the UEEF. We're here to gain control of Fokker Fields and the satellites there, and the satellite control and launch positions therein, to strengthen communications across Earth and continue to protect humanity from the Robotech masters. If there's anyone out there amongst the people who can help me find the information I need and help my team get us where we need to go, please step forward. This is just broadcast of all of the refugees that are here.
Mm-hmm. You don't hear a response, but what you are able to hear discussion about a lot of the refugees moving to a nearby ship, the UES Excelion.
UES Excelion.
Mm-hmm.
Would I, as someone who has had naval command before, would I know what the Excelion is?
It would just be another the Excelion would be an older an older ship, one that's meant for more for colonies. Um, but you do learn a few things from the rebels. One, they want to get off of the planet. A lot, and take their chances on the colonies off planet, since they feel that the ASC and the UEG failed, which are the reason why things are as hopeless as they are for them. And it's not just civilians, but it's also former ASC soldiers. A lot of them have no desire to work with the ASC again because they see it as a failed organization.
Right. Continuing on, Shia says, if you're looking to evacuate, there is a current firefight in the air, and even technically at the border of space. I'm not sure why these dissidents even exist, why humanity is fighting amongst itself when we're also fighting for our very existence with forces beyond the horizon. But the UEEF has returned from their expedition. If you go into space on this older ship, we can provide at least a lane of travel that will be less dangerous. There will be less heavy fire.
Yeah.
We'll also inform the UEEF that you're coming so that they can take you to safety.
You do hear some agreement among the refugees, but some of the soldiers are less inclined. You see them heading elsewhere towards the industrial complex.
Yeah. Shia radios to the Spirit of Carthage, letting Captain Prana know about these civilians and refugees that are trying to escape in an older colony ship,
Mm-hmm.
and that the UEF needs to take custody of the ship as soon as it's out of orbit or out of the atmosphere, and asks for an aerospace lane that avoids a lot of the firefight, just so that he can give it to them so they can get out.
Yeah.
Once he has that information and he's given it to the refugees, he's going to follow the soldiers, or he's going to indicate that Hannibal team should follow the soldiers to the industrial complex, because why would they be going there?
So the industrial complex is one giant collection of factories. This was fueling the construction and expansion of the base after the first Robotech war, and then expanding further to deal with making warships and mecha for both the ASC and the UEEF.
Mm-hmm.
And this was just before the launch of the Pioneer fleet.
Okay.
But now the factories are silent. You see half-built war machines, starfighters, mecha, whole ship sections in a half-constructed state, held aloft by cranes and scaffolding as they sit waiting to be completed. The complex is dormant, but it is massive. But as you get closer, you do see the familiar light of tripwires.
All right. Leo obviously waves everybody to halted the advance and points out the location of the different tripwires.
Mm-hmm.
Well. What could they be hiding here?
Finley, is there any way you can identify what those tripwires are connected to? What they're going to set off?
Look at them and just sort of go at them. Let's see what I can do here. I might be able to do something.
All right, roll it.
Let's do this one with heavy encryption since it seems the most effective.
They're mainly proximity you see a mixture of proximity mines and tripwire explosives.
Yeah, let them know. Yeah, I don't think we can do much with the proximity tripwires. Best to just disconnect.
Mm-hmm.
Conventional anti-personnel explosives. It's like they weren't expecting mecha. Why wouldn't they expect Veritex? Or any amount of Robotech, for that matter? I am assuming that these are, like, personnel level mines. Like, these are not mech mines. These are just mines meant for people.
Yeah.
Well, we are inside the base, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they wouldn't expect mechs in here anyway.
This is still a massive complex. It's big enough for mechs.
Yeah, it's a big enough.
Oh, okay.
You know, here's a thought. Here's a thought. Maybe they're not specifically meant for just deterrent, but also a warning sign. You hear a mass explosion go off, you know something's coming.
Well,
maybe they're trying to hide something, and it's a good way to blow up whatever they're hiding.
While both of those are true, they already know we're here. We weren't exactly subtle in our entrance.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
With that in mind, Leo to the rest of the Hannibal team, any of y'all think you can shut those down, turn them off, otherwise divert them?
Well, I mean, when it comes to the tripwire ones, all we have to do is just cut the wire. As to the proximity ones, just avoid them and disable the ones we can't.
All right. If you're gonna try and disable, that would be a roll. Because in theory, you could just with a bit of jamming.
Well,
in that case, I'll go ahead and hit heavy encryption on it.
All right.
You be jamming, man.
3 successes.
You really be jamming. And you don't be, gentlemen.
Lord Helmet, the radar has been jammed.
Damn. Raspberry.
What? Just gonna ask what flavor it was.
There's only one man who would dare give me the raspberry.
Lone Star!
Maddie
Now-
would kill me if I didn't make
Have we
that
gone-
joke.
The complex was without power for a while, but since you guys reactivated the reflex furnace, it is starting to reactivate. Because of that, it doesn't take long to head to the control stations, which is separated from the main complex through a lot of platforms. And this is where the means of what the thing is going to be constructing is handled. When you get to the control stations, you do see that it's first off, it's in lockdown. The lockdown must be overridden. But second off, this is where the template construction orders are given. I almost wanted to call it a standard template construct, but that's a whole other matter.
Mm-hmm.
But the lockdown can be overridden, but it's not going to be easy. And out of character, I'm gonna need three three rolls of four hits or more.
Oh, Jesus. All right.
So heavy encryption with engineer, and yeah, let's get into it. Is that going to be with edge or?
3 rolls of 4 hits or more. Yeah,
Yep.
For having to do with engineering stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use Rally Cry to boost everybody else?
Yeah.
Okay.
So because
No.
of that, those of you who are rolling, you're rolling with advantage.
Oh, that'll help.
Actually, what
All
was
right. Oh, and we already flailed.
However, I do have. Let's see. I think it's Mad Thinker. I can re-roll.
Yep. So one
Nope,
layer
one, but-
was overcome, but you still got 2 more.
There we go.
That's the second one.
Kate, you're
You're
muted.
still muted.
All right, I'm gonna try one more time.
All right.
Much better. Much better.
So with the lockdown ended, this means the construction line is now active. But in order to complete the rocket, first off, you're going to need to get into where the rockets are, where the satellites are stored in underground storage. You can see that you're going to need that in order to have that loaded onto a base rocket frame. Second is you do need to make sure the doors are open, which you've already somewhat taken care of that. And third, there are ships blocking the construction line, so you'd have to remove them or destroy them.
What would it take
Or
to
you-
remove them?
Removing them. If you wanted to destroy them, they have no armor and 1 naval structure. If you want to move them using the cranes, you would need 3 hits.
Huh. I'm trying to think about how I could do this if I want to do this. Hmm. Omniprescience gives me an unequaled spatial awareness. Could I use that to crane these out of the way?
Yes, I will allow it.
All right. 3 hits. There you go, Monk.
All right, you managed to move these ships out of the way.
Okay. We're still going to need the parts, which means we need to go to underground storage next.
Mm-hmm.
And then but this is like underground storage. Not a character. Underground storage is a bad place to be for anybody. You don't want to be in a kill box. Back in
Means we got to keep our sensors at running at full speed because we need to make sure nothing's gonna catch us off guard.
Mm-hmm.
Heads on a swivel, Hannibal team. We're advancing to the underground storage so we can complete these rockets.
Yeah. Though in the process, you do see that while there's plenty of mechs and ships that could be built here now that power's back up, but it would take quite a bit of time. The as well as a few other things that you did notice. But heading to the underground area. Normally this would take the labyrinthine long way, but since power's back on, you can use you can use just the standard doors,
Which is what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a faster path, and also we know where we're going and where we're coming from. It'll be easier to navigate.
The rooms are labeled specifically in some cases, while others are just filled with standard supplies. Ammunition, personal gear, general supplies, computers, science equipment, scanners, all that kind of stuff. But you find 2 rooms labeled Space Satellite Storage Rooms 1 and 2. Within each of the satellites you find in them have a defensive particle cannon for orbital defense and a communications satellite.
And we're going to need all of them.
Mm-hmm. Now these satellites are not small. They're about 12 meters long and 12 meters wide. But you see that they're still within their storage containers. So if you want to get them out of there and onto the rocket, you're gonna have to carry the thing the old-fashioned way.
With mecha?
Yep.
That's fine. I have the biggest mech here. I can carry everything over to the elevators that we need to take it back up to the industrial complex.
Yeah, think of it like moving a couch on steroids.
I mean, yes. So, indicating to the team, pairs of units of similar size, pair up. Everybody gets one end of each container. We're getting this over to these elevator and conveyors to take it back up to the industrial section.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just going to be
Roger that, Commander.
Going back and forth doing this.
Muted.
Thank you. So pretty much it's going to be me and Dave on one side, seeing as how we're both in Cyclone mechs. And then, figure what, Dirge and Leo on the other side?
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, it's going to be you. It's going to be you and Dave taking one container, me and Dirge taking another.
Gotcha.
Yep.
And this is worse than the time I had to move.
Well, this is part of the mission.
But as you carry the thing onto the elevator and get it on the rocket, the the programming for the assembly begins, basically attaching these satellites to the rocket, since it's not like you can just duct tape the thing and hope for the best.
Why not?
You're not Wile E. Coyote.
No, but I am a mad genius. Wile E. Coyote, super genius.
But with time, the rockets finish their assembly and begin to launch. And as it heads off into the sky, you see the satellites moving into position in orbit as the rockets break apart to deploy the cargo. And in the process, a lot of the cut off communication has been restored. But you also see that there's a new signal coming in on open frequencies, saying, "Attention, Army of the Southern Cross Forces. This is the voice of the refugees who have taken over Fokker Fields for our own. We demand that you cease your activities and retreat from the area. Allow us to evacuate unharmed and unhampered from this damned world as we wish. If you do not comply, we will take drastic action against you. Our forces have seized and armed a hyper-cobalt warhead and are willing to use it. Do not try to stop us. We have your command codes, and you know as well as we do this base is worth more intact. If you don't want to see your prize collapse in radioactive debris, then you will pull back now. You have 20 minutes to comply. This is your only warning."
Leo is Leo's just at this point fucking pissed. And he patches into the Spirit of Carthage. "Captain Prana, this is Commander Jeddig. Do we know where the hypercobalt missile is even armed?"
I suggest spanning. It's funny you mentioned that because I have new orders. You're to find that warhead immediately and disarm it if possible. As far as where I'd recommend doing a scan. And we will get to the events of that scan in a bit, because it is right around the halfway mark for us.
Yes, it
So
is.
we are going to take 10.
Alright, folks, you heard it here first. It is time to get some drinks, get some snackage, use the little boys and girls room if you need it. We will see you back in 10.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen.
As my chiropractor often says, glad to see you're back. So, you guys have 20 minutes to find a nuclear device and disarm it. No pressure.
Well, that's a good thing I'm here then, because I can do a scanning sweep. And again, Watchdog, finding nuclear radiation probably shouldn't be that hard. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Watchdog, advantage, rolling. 4 successes.
So you're mainly scanning for larger amounts of radioactive energy, and there's 2 that you end up finding after a bit of time. One of them is the same that you would get from like the exhaust of the Spirit of Carthage. So one result was up in the air. The other is at facility number 9.
All right, so I'd be like, Commander, I just did a scanning sweep of the area. I found in a large amount of radiation at facility number 9. I'd hazard a guess that's where our warhead is hiding out at.
Well then, we have no reason not to advance that direction. At that point, heads on swivels yet again.
Yep. The outside of the missile facility is unassuming. You see a metal hatch built into the surface, opening up to the silos below. The silos hatch is sealed shut, and the only way in is via the office building on the surface. The area around the silo could, in any other circumstance, be considered a miniature fortress. But once you get into the office, there is a small garage building, car parking spaces, and an antenna tower. And from the office, a elevator goes down below. But there's two options. You can blast the thing open, which has 1 naval armor and 1 naval structure, or you could take the route that the rebels have set up. But the downside with that is that it's power armor only. It's too small for mechs.
If we were to shoot the silo or shoot the entrance, how much of a risk would we have of actually setting off the missile?
Oh, probably high, because keep in mind that rule of 10 applies when it comes to naval tier armor and structure. So
Actually,
you'd effectively need to do 20 damage.
Muted.
Okay. Question.
Shoot.
Does Kathier or does Ailey have like multiple sets of power armor that she can don to blend in?
No, just the standard Minotaur type power armor.
Okay, is that what everybody else is using?
Yeah.
Good. Alright. Over short comms. Leo, I need to go in alone.
Alone?
I'm going to sneak in, I'm going to infiltrate, and I'm going to shut this thing down. We can't
I
risk.
think that's a little more risky than all of us going in.
If you guys think you can pull it off. Bear in
I
mind, I have my training.
can speak, Commander.
This was over short comms.
Short comms is the whole
team. So
Oh.
I am hearing this. It's a 50-50 shot, Commander. Either way, we've got pros and cons. we go in full force, we're going to have to face off waves and waves of resistance groups. She sneaks in, she might be able to sneak by quietly, but if she gets caught, obviously it's going to be disastrous.
That's
your call.
if I get caught.
Still got to consider that possibility there.
Well, I have one other thing we can do.
Okay.
You go in. We raise a ruckus.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. With a distraction, they won't be paying attention to who's going where.
All right. Ailey is going to tap something, or tap a small signal emitter on her armor to set it to go off when she clenches her left fist. All right. She sends the data over to all three of them. When you see this signal go off, make a distraction for me. Because that'll give me time to figure out that should cause just enough of a distraction to let me do what I need.
All right, we have our plan. We're going to cause the distraction. You need to get in there and get this finished.
Yep. All right. She is going to stash her dancer in a not so easy to find space, and she is going to try to approach when a smaller group might be heading close to the door.
All right. As you do manage to find the hidden entrance that the rebels were using. As you get in, you do manage to come across a runoff tunnel. Taking that to eventually the command center. Within that, you find two ASC officers who were very clearly cut to pieces. Not literally, but somebody had been taking some judicious use of a knife.
So they're both dead.
Mm-hmm. And sitting not sitting, but standing in front of the controls is the man who had announced himself as Enrico, the leader of these rebels. He is armed with nothing but a knife and a pistol, and you hear him go, I know you're hiding. Come out now, and I'll only stab you once."
All right. Ailey is going to shoulder her LR-10 rifle, and she's going to set its carbine mode, which is close quarters.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. Would this count as close quarters?
Yes.
And because I'm hiding and trying to do a sneak attack, does that make it dirty fighter?
I'd say so.
So that's with edge.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That'll be an advantage because you got both of those.
Ailey is also going, before she does anything else, she's going to clench her fist to activate the signal.
Mm-hmm.
So, am I rolling with edge or advantage on that, Monk?
Advantage.
All right. 3 successes.
You do manage to get him.
I'm aiming specifically for that knife.
Yeah, you take out the knife, and you see that he used the trajectory of the shot to start chasing you with with his pistol at the ready. So he's getting into very close quarters. So what are you gonna do?
I'm going to fire another shot. I'm not moving.
All right, all right.
So that one with edge, seeing as how I'm no longer hidden.
Yep, and this is gonna be a contested roll.
Okay. I think I won.
Both of you fire. You got your helmet got grazed, and he has no head.
Decapitation!
That's how you get ahead of the game, though.
Yes, his head's been ripped off.
Ailey lets out a deep calming breath, and over short comms, rebel leader's been neutralized, Commander.
As you
Very
get
well,
close
open
to
the
the
blast doors and let us in.
as you do that and you do examine the controls, you realize one problem. The launch system has been sabotaged.
Oh, that motherfucker.
So
Back
the
over the
only
short
way that
comms. Finley, get your ass in here right now.
the only way that you could disable it is directly on the missile.
Oh, we're playing a dangerous game today, boys.
Alright, so,
Yeah, I'm not getting in there.
Ailey,
Finley,
Ailey relays this over the short comms really quick, all while telling them to hurry the ever-loving fuck up.
Leo over the short comms. Calm down. We have time. Looks over at Dirge. You've got a mech that flies. You can access whatever panel needs to be accessed on any part of this warhead. We need you to disable it.
I'm looking a little terrified, but I'm like, okay.
Just treat it like turning off any other panel. Just don't cut the red wire. That was a joke.
I'm gonna make you pay for that one, but I'm not gonna say that out loud.
But
Tish.
once again, you know what? Hold on, let me check something real quick. Okay. Yeah. So, Leo just indicates that Dirge should disable the warhead, and using rally cry to bolster him as best as possible.
All right. So that's going to be rolled with advantage.
Taking a deep breath on this one.
You can do this, Finley. I have faith in you on this one. You made the impossible possible already a few times. Mission.
Actually, I want to check one thing. 1 second.
Excuse me.
In the meantime, Ailey is going to get back over to her mech.
All right.
God damn it! I'm trying to find machine mind and exactly what it does. The wording on it.
Control F searches, my friend. They are the most helpful tools.
Oh, I was looking for mind, not ghost.
He meant one thing, he typed another.
Okay, so that wouldn't make a difference.
Yeah, but you've already got advantage because I rally cried you.
All right,
Yeah,
here
but
it
with
goes.
any extra addition, it would be more dice for him to roll. Thus, better advantages.
Yes.
Yeah, unfortunately, since it was I was binding with my mech, that really doesn't make a difference.
So what do you plan on rolling?
Well, I think in this case, it's probably going to be heavy encryption, since that is the most appropriate for this.
All right, roll it.
Woo!
Whew,
You
boy.
got just enough that you needed. You needed 8 hits.
Damn!
Lucky.
And as soon as that's done, I'm just like, just as I'm about to finish up, I go, oh God, I have to cut the red wire!
Leo merely frowns and deliberately starts playing the Scotland Forever over just to get back at him.
Yeah. Fortunately, you hear the engine for the missile shut down. The thing is, disarming it would take more time and more equipment than you have, but right now the thing is off. Somebody who's
it's not going to blow up right now.
Mm-hmm. Somebody could reactivate it, but by the time that could happen, the rest is taken care of. But as you head out, awaiting the next set of orders, all of a sudden several figures move around you in the area. What looks like hover tanks. Specifically 8 Spartas.
Seriously?
This is Sparta!
Seriously? More
Which
hover
is-
tanks?
Each of them armed with hyperbore cannons.
Yeah, that's not
Mo-
fun.
More specifically, the heavy bore particle cannon.
That's not fun at all.
Yeah, and they are each in hover tank modes.
That sounds like a pain in the dick.
Yep. They also appear to be armed with pupil pistols, which
So eight Spartas. 8.
yes,
Oh, okay, that's not a big deal. They only have two mecha armor and 2 mecha structure.
Not very
Anyway,
Spartan of them.
So you said they're equipped with the heavy bore particle cannon,
Yep.
which is basically a G12 Archangel except energy.
Yep. They've got two armor, 2 structure at the mecha level.
Yep. Yes, they do. They certainly fucking do.
David, when fighting these, you are going to be able to get a bit of an edge because you were a tank commander, so you are very familiar with how these things work.
Great. Shia is or Leo's going to be like, well, Dave, what sort of plan you got for these guys?
Oh, these guys are nothing. Yeah, they got a nice weapon on their tops, but trust me, aside from that, these guys are pussies. Relying on the heavy weapons to try to scare us. They don't know what they're doing. And at this point, let's see. What? Yeah. I basically like, all right. I'm gonna hit them all at once with a missile barrage.
All right, roll it.
Because that'll be under scanning sweep. Because I'll be sweeping them all down.
Mm-hmm.
And well, no, I can't really count them as both because that would be perfect though. But nonetheless,
You still get advantage though.
That's true. And actually, Watchdog, I'm scanning them all out.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll keep it at advantage. And let's see, scanning sweep. Yep, that's 5. 7 successes, baby.
Let's see, 7 successes. Do you have any armor piercing?
Let me double check. Here we go. No, but they do inflict mecha class damage.
Well, that makes things interesting. So, let's see, 7 hits. So, and since this is as many of them as possible, it's going to be spread out between them. So, let's. So one of them just has 1 armor, the rest have no armor. Or these 3 up here have no armor, and the one at the other corner has just 1 armor.
With that in mind,
is still intact.
With that in mind, seeing all their armor basically pulverized, Leo goes, "You soften them up. I guess it's time for me to take some of them out." And he is going to use the extra maneuverability of his combined Alpha Beta fighter to strafing run these guys with his gun pods. Going out there in the front is going to be made with advantage because gun pod gives edge and then exemplar gives advantage. So let's do this. 6 successes. I ignore 2 armor with the energy gun, so anything that had armor wouldn't, and anything that doesn't have armor doesn't matter.
Right. Which ones are getting targeted?
I'm gonna target the guy that has armor left, just because I know I can bypass it, and then any other 2. I want to take out at least 3 of them.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's your action. So who's next?
I'll go ahead and do that. As second verse name of the first, Kate here's going to be, or Ailey's going to be pretty much right on her brother's tail, using him to shadow her, and she's going to drop she's going to drop in the middle over here, and start using her knives like crazy. So close quarters.
All right.
All right, is that going to be with advantage?
Yes.
Everybody follows the big guy, all because he's 2 mechs in 1. Jeez.
5 successes.
Okay. No armor. No armor.
And because both knives are being used, that's going to be -5 to light class armor. I'm ignoring 5 light class armor, and I'm doing 2 times damage.
These use mech class armor.
But none of them
don't
have
apply
any
here.
armor.
But with Dirty Fighter, I
strong.
do ignore 1 armor.
Yeah, but all of the armored mechs were taken out. The only mech with armor left was taken out by me. So,
It's
in this
just
case,
gonna be straight structural damage.
Nice.
it's going to be straight structural damage, but remember that you need 10 light structure damage to do 1 mecha structure damage.
Well, it's a good thing I do 2 times damage with the knives when I'm using both of them at once.
Yep.
So, 2 of them got their armor stripped. 1 of them is out.
All right, I'm gonna go after one of the ones that's the least damage and hit him with a double shot of both cannons or both gun pods.
All right. Fire away.
Oh.
Any armor piercing?
Yeah, that's with ignoring 2 armor.
That just completely shredded from you dual wielding gun pods.
Bang bang.
Bang, bang, you shot your baby down.
Damn straight.
But I can't say his baby shot him down. It's entirely different from what actually happened.
But I believe with that it's now their action.
But how many of them are there left?
3. Let's see. First one. That's a
Womp womp.
That's a whiff.
Yep, everybody has at least 1 resist, so
Let's see. Second one.
Also a whiff.
also a whiff.
Wah, 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 wah. Ding, ding.
And this is the
I yell over my loudspeaker. God damn it! You're ruining the paint job.
But then, with them taking their action, it's now your guys' turn.
Yep.
All right. Again, these guys have now offended me as a tank commander. It's like, you guys really have. Are you really that pathetic? Good lord. Like, let me show you how it's done. And I pull out my particle cannon. And I'm gonna aim it for. What is there any of them that are stronger than the others, or have more structure than the others, or are they all the same?
All the same.
Then I'm just gonna aim for the closest motherfucker to me.
All right.
And I think we'll go with. Actually, you know what I'll do is I'll do cover your buddy and use defender on Shia, so that he could go in and take out another guy. Like, Shia, let me show him how it's done.
Can do, Dave. Can
That'll
do.
definitely. Actually, that already gives me advantage, and now I'm adding the defender to it. That should give me an extra dice or two. Do I get how many extra dice do I get for that?
2.
2? Oh yeah, baby. This is gonna hurt. Oh come on! 4 successes.
Still enough to take that one out. So you.
You just see a giant hole in the center of its red just going straight through the middle of the tank.
Mm-hmm.
So let's take the duo gun pods and get another one.
All right.
Okay.
So, anyways, I started blasting.
Yeah, and that just leaves one left with 1 armor and 2 structure.
I'm right here.
Yeah. No, she is already going in.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, dashing in as fast as possible. Ready to. He's already shot this guy once, so hard lock comes into play. We're gonna go with all the fun goodies as he punches his giant mecha fist through this guy's giant, not so giant tank body. And 6 damage, and I'm ignoring 2 armor with the punch, Monk.
So, in other words, you go right through them.
Yep.
Yeah. Hold on.
I think it's the Friday button.
Is it?
I mean,
we call that?
He only had 2 damage. He did 6.
And I ignored 2 armor.
Fuck it.
You got knocked the fuck out!
I have to do something to pander to John for a second, but it'll probably break my mic, and I apologize ahead of time if that's the case. Because it's an arm going through a person, John.
Oh no. Oh no. Hold on.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
I tip my hat to you, sir. Thank you.
Needed some water after that, but I'm fine.
Yeah. But afterwards, there were in some of the attempts to try and capture the people attacking you. You notice one thing: one, they're all wearing GMP uniforms, and 2, just before they could be captured, you see the foam at the mouth that indicates they took suicide pills.
Ooh, I love cyanide.
Fucking cyanide.
Cyanide is tasty.
Yep. But after that, you guys eventually do get picked up by the spirit. And in the process of heading to Yellowstone, you end up getting debriefed and find out that even though there were some progress, there was a lot things went poorly. The whole thing was a setup by the GMP. The idea was to take control of the defense satellites. The man with the cigarette was the vice director of the GMP.
Wait a minute, this is the X-Files? The cigarette man's here?
I already made that joke.
Yeah, but I get to make another one.
Because you had gotten some info from Captain Saloon about the matter. Basically, they were trying to pull a op to try and force the various splinter groups and to rebuild on the combined front. But the GMP firing on the rebels, which is what they use those satellites for, had the opposite effect.
When will they learn that spear tactics like that don't work?
ASC control. Because a lot of the people who were involved with this have been dealt with, basically executed for high treason. And while the crew of the Spirit is not aware, going forward, the Spirit will cease being a joint venture between the GMP and the ASC. And with the UEF also condemning them, the GMP is all but dead. This does mean that the joint venture that is Hannibal Team is going to be disbanded. You'll be able to get some shore leave when we land in San Francisco, before you guys are all assigned to positions inside regular army units. The Diva will also be placed under ASC protection elsewhere. Agent Vici has allowed himself to be transferred over to ASC. Basically, the GMP is all but defunct as an organization. Especially since all of their duties are now being taken over by the UEF.
Yeah.
All right, what's that going to mean for Ailey? Because if I'm not mistaken, she's part of the GMP.
You're being transferred.
Technically, we're all being transferred, since Hannibal Team's going to be shut down.
It's just a matter of, are you going to be in the chain of command of the ASC or the UEF?
I mean, the UEF, clearly.
Yeah, I mean, Sheer for certain's going to the UEF.
I mean,
at this point, like, was I originally GMP or ASC? I think I was ASC, wasn't I?
You were ASC.
almost
Yeah, so I don't have a
everybody
choice.
was
I'm
ASC.
stuck there. So honestly, I'd rather join up to the UEF.
I mean,
If I remember correctly, it's the UEF that runs the Ajax, isn't it?
More or less,
Yeah, that I'm following that.
that's part of the reason why you guys are on shore leave, is to figure out, okay, who's going where, because remember, Hannibal Team was devised as a joint operation between the GMP and ASC.
yeah.
With the GMP out of the picture and a lot of their duties being handled by the UEF, especially spearheaded by people like Colonel Wolf, there's the issue of what's to be done with you guys, because because on one hand, you shouldn't be you had no idea about what the GMP was trying to pull with that little stunt.
Mm-hmm.
So putting
the
you
innocent.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you'd be surprised at how often the military punishes the innocent.
Oh, I know they do, but in this case,
Of course, there's, but actually, I have to correct myself, because technically speaking, after your encounter with Admiral Hunter, you guys are only operating in the position of that joint operation. You guys are under the UEF's banner as far as chain of command is concerned.
Yeah.
So yeah, we would all just go there, and I think we could easily convince Admiral Hunter to keep us together as a unit, because one, as Power Rangers Ninja Storm once put it, one should never break up a winning team.
And
Of course, Leo can also just be like, "Come on, Rick, keep this together." And of course, Rick is gonna be like, "God damn it, stop calling me Rick."
He's fine with that on one hand, but on the other hand, all right, you're not going to be there's still a lot of political shenanigans to deal with, for one, but two, you until otherwise, you guys are still on shore leave, and that he is not budging on. You guys are on shore leave once you get to San Fran.
Hey, we could use a vacation. That's fine with me. But once we get back, we come back together. We're gonna kick some ass.
Very, very well. This does mean that as far as going forward, the diva is not going to be on the spirit. And once you guys head to San Francisco, you're going to be in more comfortable more comfortable, well, by war standards areas. This is essentially a voluntold vacation.
Though this does mean that because we would no longer be working with the ASC, the diva is no longer going to be under our jurisdiction, meaning we're going to be parting ways at that point, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, we brought the diva into the UEEF as well. When we told Rick about the legate and what the legate told us.
That being said, the diva is going to be under supervision of a different unit.
Yeah.
So
the diva's not going to be on the ship anymore. They're going to be under better protection, honestly.
Yeah, with that. But I do want to at least make sure I say my proper goodbyes to the diva, considering I've been the one watching them this entire time.
Mm-hmm.
So, as we're flying to San Fran, I basically head back to my quarters, and of course the diva's waiting for me. It's like, all right, time for a chat. I sit down, get comfy, stretch my legs out a little bit. All right, I'm not one for small talk, so let's get down to the point. Once we get to San Francisco, you and I ain't gonna be hanging out anymore. I don't, as much as I would love to keep you around, I can't take you with me. So you're gonna be under other people. You're gonna be under the watch of others. But here's the deal. You've got my word that the people we're gonna be handing you to are gonna be people I personally know, and we'll make sure that they will keep you safe and keep you protected.
As long as I'm far away from the Legion, I suppose that will be for the best.
Yeah, I know. It's not fun, but hey, you know what? Who knows? Maybe I'll make some new friends, and we'll still be able to find ways to keep in touch.
Even with that, I have a feeling that things are only going to get worse.
It always does before it gets better, but rest assured, we're keeping an eye on things. I've already been hearing rumors and things, and we're going to be ready when any trouble sprues up. And the Hannibal team ain't going anywhere. Maybe under a different name, maybe under a different group, but we're still a team, and you know us. Ain't nothing getting in our way.
Best of luck, Captain.
Actually, I think I'm only a lieutenant, but
he doesn't know. He doesn't know.
Oh
that.
yeah, that's right. Fair.
He doesn't know.
Yeah.
He doesn't know our military ranks.
That's fair. Yeah. By the way, it's just lieutenant. Don't worry. But thanks. And you know what? Best of luck to you too. Hopefully, you'll find a new future out there. Something better than what you started with.
But as you guys eventually land at San Francisco and because of the situation have to after getting debriefed and are put on standby. You all are heading to the quarters that have been designated to you in essentially in civilian clothes, which makes me a bit curious how each of you would dress in a civilian's getup.
For me, knowing me, being the father figure I've always been, flannel. Absolutely flannel. Case over here just.
Why am I picturing David looking like? Why am I picturing David looking like Mick Foley?
I can see it now.
Dave,
Shorts.
David has both ears.
That's true.
I can see it now.
Fact, I should say.
Khaki shorts, socks and sandals, bucket hat, the works.
Just sitting on a fishing pier.
Mm-hmm.
T-shirt, jeans, trucker hat.
What about Dirge?
That's what he was just describing.
Yep, T-shirt, jeans, and trucker hat.
All right. Leo?
So Leo obviously cannot wear his nice mask, but he is wearing a pair of designer sunglasses because, well, you know, they're still gotta keep up appearances. Beyond that, his civilian fare is rather familiar to at least one person. A very familiar set of slacks and peculiar double-breasted shirt, with some very familiar colors on it too. But beyond all that, he's just, just dressed pretty normally. Long sleeve, double-breasted button-up shirt and a pair of slacks.
Mm-hmm.
Along with those sunglasses and the fact that he always came here to laugh at you.
I knew that's what I knew you were gonna channel Quattro.
I mean, you have to admit that man had a lot of balls if he named himself Four Pussies.
But that just leaves one.
Yep, that leaves Ailey.
Mm-hmm.
And Ailey steps out of the building. I'm assuming everybody's gathering up front for some reason or another.
You were, but you're at this point you're heading to the quarters that have been assigned.
All right, Ailey steps out. She's got a very floppy sun hat on. She's wearing a cute little sundress, and sandals. She's carrying a purse. Leo probably knows what's in the purse.
Leo probably knows exactly how you're dressed. It's a familiar sight, I'm sure.
But as far as the place that's been assigned, it is essentially an apartment building, because San Fran is one of the rare places that feels like a proper city, even with the state of things in the war. And
it's actually somewhat safe.
You've ended up having a bit of a surprise, because the apartment building that you've been assigned to, you're all in the same building.
It's not so much a surprise to Leo. He knows that there's no such thing as coincidences, and they'd want to keep all of the people who have been working together together. Also,
Mm-hmm.
We're technically a risk, and they want to keep an eye on all of us, and this is the easiest way to keep us under surveillance.
Yeah, pretty much. Besides, good bonding time for us, Knowing me, I've probably planned out some things we could do together as a group, just for the fun of it. Even though it's cringy as hell and it probably annoys the hell out of everybody.
Oh no,
Well,
Leo will probably appreciate it.
You wouldn't be the team dad without dad jokes.
Exactly. And I haven't had a chance to do any dad jokes, so I'm just gonna annoy the hell out of everybody.
But with that said, as you all settle into this vacation, that is where we're going to end it for this particular episode. We will be back here in a week's time, and if you think things are going to calm down, then clearly you don't know the source material. So we'll be back here in about a week, and I will be back live in a couple hours because I have one interview that I'm going to be doing later tonight. So until then, on behalf of the good brothers present.